Hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to Hidden Game today. We are here today for one of the biggest chats for my gameplays of Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. And also I want you guys to know that I'm doing way more of this now because I really want to get into a lot of deeper details of mainly a few characters. Like I was gonna do all of the best fights of Goku through the whole franchise of Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, and then Dragon Ball Super. But I'm sticking with all Dragon Ball Super characters to fight. And if you comment down below right now as this video is being made, I will be glad to listen on what you guys have to say. I will shout you guys out in the next video, and also I will do your offers of which characters that I should use exclusively Dragon Ball Super characters facing either Dragon Ball Z characters or Dragon Ball GT characters. I will do whatever you guys want and more than that because I'm trying to find ways to do good videos now. Also, I want to know who you want me to do on the what if scenario of who can survive the longest in different battles of Goku, Vegeta, Gogeta, Broly, Super Saiyan Blue, Vegeta evolution that's coming up, and also way more than that. I want you guys to comment down below. Take a moment right now. Comment down below. Ask about the characters that you want me to use in the next video of the next few fights, and I'll be more than happy to do that for you guys, for the entertainment and way more. Now, that was the longest intro that I've ever done, but anyways, now the actual topic. I am doing way more Dragon Ball Super character battles, particularly now with the Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta facing off with both Goku Blacks of Super Saiyan Rose, Goku Black, and Base Goku Black. I'm actually doing pretty well right now, but here we are at the last part of the fight. It's so awesome. Yes, Vegeta! Oh, that's such a good one. Look at that shot there. And now let's go with the Super Saiyan Blue Vegito facing off with the fused Zamasu. And I mean, these battles, these characters are so good. I believe between all the arcs of Dragon Ball Super, it has got to be the Tournament of Power arc and the Zamasu the Future Trunks arc that I love so much throughout Dragon Ball Super, because we never knew the multiverse of Dragon Ball Super. There was a hint about it at the end of Z, but there wasn't much to go on and off of, so we didn't know much about what was to be said after Majin Buu was killed. But now when they got to like different parts of it, of Universe 7 facing off with Universe 6, that was one of the better arcs. I don't know why they did the Dragon Ball Z Battle God's movie in like a short arc, and the resurrection of Frieza for a short arc as well. I kind of feel like that didn't even matter to the series. It was boring. Like, you had two good movies that were fantastic, but then they dropped bombs on us of two short arcs, which didn't even make any sense. But anyways, I am also still playing the Super Dragon Ball Heroes. I am also watching the Super Dragon Ball Heroes mini series on YouTube. It's actually pretty freaking epic. how they did the animation for those 8 to 10 minute episodes is actually pretty cool. It would be better if it was all tied in and all tied in into an actual movie. So for Super Dragon Ball Heroes, of all those episodes of 11 to 12 episodes so far that they have, it could be like a half-hour movie or like an hour and 40 minutes of a film. That would be actually way better for Super Dragon Ball Heroes. Like, sure, the power scales don't make sense, but I loved it. Also, what they did with Trunks in that in the mini series that they're doing for Super Dragon Ball Heroes, like, it's cool, I guess. But anyway, so point is, for the characters I'm doing now with Lord Beerus and the Lord of Champa, this was a hard battle to do. Like, it took me a while to figure out how to beat Lord of Champa, because he's exactly like Beerus, but he's bigger and slower than him. So his techniques are stronger, but his character is also broken. Like, Lord of Champa in this game, like, I don't get why he has such a broken techniques. It's like he could spam forever, right? And also, I'm also trying to figure out how to make my characters even stronger so I can do better gameplays and all that, because I made about all 6 characters in different races of humans, Saiyans, the Frieza race, and all that, and the Americans as well. But it's like whatever. And now with Whis and Vados, I gotta say, between these two of the two angels for Universe 6 and Universe 7, I believe if they combine their two universes all into one, they would be an unstoppable force to take on anyone in the multiverse. And with the Saiyans that they have in Universe 6, I would believe that they have a potential to become gods. Like, sure, Kale and Caulifla are just getting to the transformations of Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan 2, and possibly in the near future for Dragon Ball Super to return, possibly Super Saiyan 3. But that being said, I think Kaba might be a better person to actually dedicate himself to get to a Super Saiyan 3 or Super Saiyan God, because he looks like a guy that's built just like Vegeta. He's built like Vegeta a bit, but he's also got some of the characteristics of Goku. So it could very well be he could actually ascend to a god of power eventually down the road in the Dragon Ball Super series. But basically, what I believe is for Broly to come into Dragon Ball Super franchise of season 2 of the whole series of Dragon Ball Super, he would be a good asset for a lot of things, because he could actually destroy Lord Beerus if he got the chance. But hey, that's just my speculation there for Broly and Kale, Caulifla, and Kaba. But the Namekians in Universe 6, we didn't get much of a read on them, but we only know they merged in the Namekian way with all their brothers on their version of planet Namek. And
It's been a while.
I enjoy what they did there for the Americans to merge all into one. So there's two of the most powerful Namekians, but also there was a theory a while ago, about a year or so ago, when Dragon Ball Super Tournament of Power was going on. That was saying, like, what if there was a Namekian god, or like a Ultra Instinct Millie Namekian, but I really wouldn't know about that. I don't know about an Ultra Instinct version of one, but maybe a God of Destruction Namekian. Who knows what it could be? But I just believe that what they're doing for Dragon Ball Super is amazing. Like, sure, some of the parts of in two different arcs were a bit cliche. They had no idea what was going on, right? Like, saying, going back to the first two arcs from the Dragon Ball Z films that were really good, but when they made it as an arc, it was boring. Like, you couldn't even get a concept on what they were trying to do. But then when they got to the arc of part 3 in the tournament between Universe 7 and Universe 6, that was the most fun arc. You got to see new characters. You got to see Kaba, Frost, hit the assassin, Vados, and Champa, like all that just for one other Super Dragon Ball. That was amazing. That was a gripping series, and I really did enjoy a lot of the Trunks arc. Like, sure, a couple of the episodes in the Trunks arc was a bit boring. It was lazy, but it was really cool as well. How that Lord Beerus just destroyed the current Zamasu, but in the other timeline where Trunks came from, it never worked on that Zamasu because there were two different ones at the same time in that timeline, and that was even more better than the way that they did for like the Cell series, for the Android series, and way back in Dragon Ball Z. That was a pretty interesting arc, but I just think if they were to do another like Majin or another Android arc, maybe bring in Androids 1, 14, and 13 as well. But because of what they did for Dragon Ball Super Broly movie, of saying that Lord Frieza wants to be 5 inches taller than his original state, that it would look natural, that he's actually still growing. That doesn't make any sense though for Lord Frieza. But what does make sense is that they were considering to bring in Cooler. Now, to bring in Lord Frieza's brother, Lord Cooler, that is very interesting. Like a King Cold with all the really lost cause from the other Dragon Ball franchise. He was way too cocky and high and mighty. He didn't even train all that well. Like, for sure, he was only in his second form. But did he even really go into his final form at all? Like, no, he did not. But point is, guys, that I believe for the Dragon Ball Super franchise, if they were to bring back King Cold or Lord Chill, or even Cooler, I think that would be pretty amusing. And aside from Dragon Ball Super series coming back to TV and coming back to another Japanese anime for Crunchyroll and on YouTube as well for people to watch it. That's awesome. But I would think as well for all Dragon Ball Super lovers that they would do a cooler movie on Dragon Ball Super. Like, yes, the cooler movies from Dragon Ball Z. There was like 2 or 3 parts of it, and they were okay for their time. But it was weird that they only mentioned him once, and that was it. And like at the end of Dragon Ball Z, I think I saw a arm or a spike on his shoulder when they were doing the Majin Buu arc, when they were watching Goku take out Majin Buu. You could just see a spike or some kind of shadow of Cooler. You can't really tell it's him, but I got a feeling it was Cooler. So he's kind of canon, he's kind of non-canon, but it doesn't matter. Dragon Ball Super is going to bring in Cooler for a Dragon Ball Super arc or Dragon Ball Super movie. That would be amazing. But anyways, I'm just saying, for other characters, it should be really fun to see what all goes on for the next Dragon Ball Super movie or Dragon Ball Super franchise. Because the whole thing of Dragon Ball is amazing. I never watched the original Dragon Ball or some tiny movies and all. But yeah, I wasn't really impressed by the animation back then when I saw a video on like Facebook or Twitter. I saw a tiny clip of it, and I'm going like, what the hell is this? Is this Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z? And then when I saw the title of the video, I'm going like, oh, it's Dragon Ball, the original. But this is boring to me. Like, I heard Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball GT were terrible, but I didn't know how terrible it was until I watched Dragon Ball GT for myself. Because I really did love Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball GT for a time, but then when I heard all the confusion of GT and Dragon Ball, then I learned the real truth on why it was so terrible, because the ratings weren't that great back then. But then when they did Dragon Ball Z, it was fantastically done. The characters were amazing, they were fun, amusing, and the comedy there time after time was really amusing to see. But now that they did a few jokes here and there, back and forth in Dragon Ball Super, it was amazing. So, comment, like, share, subscribe. I will see you guys in the next video. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Peace.